Hey, it's me, the carpet guy. Hey, look, I'm in 3D. I'm only doing. Why is that flash on? I don't know. Well, anyways, I'm only doing this because I see people do it in other places where they always take pictures of themselves in the mirrors. I always thought that was really weird. So what are we going to talk about today? Here's what we're going to talk about. God, I feel weird doing that. Oh, that's why my flash is on. Jeez, that's bright. Here's what we're going to talk about. Speaking of bright light, I am going to show you one of the reasons, or in one of the places, where a solution dyed fiber would perform better than a post dyed fiber. Now, if you remember correctly, solution dyed fibers are dyed before they're actually even spun into a yarn. So in a sense, solution, they're still in juice. Boy, that light's killing me. I feel like I'm in Hollywood. Focus, carpet guy. Anyways, solution dyed fibers are dyed in a sense when they're still juice, and then they're spun off into a yarn. Thus, the color is embedded in there, just like any other piece of plastic, say like a pen. You know, like a blue pen is pretty much blue. You can leave it sit out in your yard in the sun for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it wouldn't fade. It might fade a little bit, but it's not going to fade much. Soaking in bleach, put it through nuclear war, you know, still be that color when the cockroaches are crawling over it. So, post-dyed fibers, meaning the fiber is spun into a yarn, and then it's dyed after that. It's either yarn dyed, skein dyed, stock dyed, or it's actually stock dyed, meaning it's not dyed as the whole piece of carpet. Without getting too technical, dyed before it's spun into yarn is a little bit more color stable. And here is an example of what can happen to a post-dyed fiber. God, if I can even see here, I got star spots here in front of my eyes. But see what you got right here? You can see where I was. I was in the bathroom. So the tub's right back behind us, a little crack in the door. So you can see at some point somebody was either cleaning the tub or cleaning this tile floor with bleach, and they spilled some bleach and it discolored the carpet. Now again, in that particular area, that's not that much of a big deal because, you know, pretty much when you close the door, you can't really see it. I mean, it covers about half of it. I mean, that's not going to be something that's, you know, going to cause you any major grief. This house is either for rent or for sale. Oh, by the way, I'm in a lovely town of Northport, Florida. So, if you've ever been down to Northport, great place to be. Oh, heads up. Little video crashage going on there. Sorry if I made you seasick. I figure I remember to turn that flash off. Now, look at this. Now, initially, that almost looks like a sun area, but you can see we're in the shade here. But in the morning sun, see how discolored? You know, if Carpet Guy was really thinking, rather than give you all this horrible noise, he would have like slid this away beforehand. But see how that color's all dyed? If anybody's familiar with gray goods, which is spelled G-R-E-I-G-H, that's actually about the color that the carpet was before it was dyed. It's kind of like a silverish, grayish kind of color, but you can see that very distinct line. Now I'll let these drapes go, and that was the reason why I didn't pull them back. As you can see, those drapes are doing a real good job of blocking most of the ultraviolet light, thus leaving that sun line, you know, pretty much right there. And I'm sure most of the time in the mornings when the sun was intense, those blinds were closed. We got a second, you can see here's all the rest of the carpet, which I just got done cleaning. Taking out the red Kool-Aid spots and other miscellaneous pieces of stuff. There we have some more of your said I'm sorry, those aren't filtration lines. Sun discoloration. So here's a particular case where a solution dyed fiber, oops, sorry about that. Here's a particular case where a solution dyed fiber, meaning one that was dyed in solution, so it would be much more color stable than a post dyed fiber. Now again, other places where solution dyed fibers work really well, and you do see a lot of them here in the south because it is so sunny. So a solution dyed fiber is going to tend to hold its color better depending on the fiber, which is in a totally different scenario. This one in particular happens to be a nylon. Nylon being the only fiber that can be post-dyed. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Nylon being the predominant fiber that is post-dyed, but your polyesters, acrylics, polyesters, acrylics, olefins, which are olefin, polypropylene, and again, there's a myriad of names that are used for all of those, triexon, the polyester, and some other stuff, and you got your corn-based fibers, but again, almost all of those are all solution dyed fibers because of the way they actually make the fibers themselves before they're spun into a yarn. Solution dyed fibers are going to hold up a lot better in a sunny area. Also, if you've got a pool, because of tracking in the chlorine, and even if you're using the salts, Those pool waters can still have a tendency to take color out of carpet, and obviously here in the South, which really, if you take the South and the Southwest, California and the West Coast into account, pretty much accompanies probably half to 2/3 of the U.S., unlike those poor cloudy places like Ohio where I'm from. So there's a benefit there's an example of what can happen to a post-dyed fiber in sunlight, kind of giving you a general outline of solution-dyed fibers versus post-dyed fibers. It's Carpet Guy, going blind from this light. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.